Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 10 of my Formula 2 career. Starting in, obviously, Formula 2 with Michael Schumacher in his road to Formula 1. And we are at round 10, we are in Italy, we are at Monza. We're going to jump straight in, do the qualifying, head out on track, get a good pole lap going. Hopefully. Monza's one of my favourite racing tracks in all Formula 1 games. It was the very first track that I ever raced in a Formula 1 game. Way back in the early 1990s when I played Formula 1 on the Commodore Amiga 600. Monza was the track that I always raced at. I always played because it was the track that I found easiest as a kid because it's pretty much all straights. There was only a couple of corners on the whole track, so it was a lot of fun to play as a kid, and it was one that I could win. And I've always liked Monza as a result. Obviously, the track's changed a lot over the years since then. They've put that silly little chicane in at the end of the start and finish straight, which to me kind of spoils the circuit a bit. I much preferred it when the start and finish straight just continued all the way down. That long curving left-hander all the way up the next straight. It was just full throttle, literally from about halfway around the parabolica here. You would be completely at full throttle until you got to the second chicane.
Fantastic. That was the fastest lap.
Now, I think that the qualifying times on this were quite close. Didn't have the massive gap
Monza.
to the rest of the field.
Formula 2 for what ought to be an extravaganza of excitement and action. Let's head to the start line and get underway. Monza is one of the fastest circuits in Formula 2, comprising some very long straights and tight chicanes. The engine spends so long at full throttle, in fact, that engine failures are not an uncommon sight here. On top of that, the 3.6
Yeah, turns 1 and 2 never used to be a thing at Monza. I would like to race a version of Monza which doesn't have that chicane in.
Turn 1 at Monza is famous, or should I say infamous, for serious contact and incidents, especially on the opening lap. What are your thoughts on that, Davide?
Yes, this chicane is a tricky one. A lot of time you see the more experienced drivers hold back from full throttle to keep themselves safe as everyone tries to squeeze into the racing line after the opening straight.
As we're now moments away from the off, let's take a look at the grid order in which they'll start today's race. Schumacher lines up on pole position, and starting alongside is Antoine Hubert. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Boccalacci, Delatraz, Mick Schumacher.
Yeah, everyone's a lot closer in speed on this track. This is going to be a tough race, I think. I don't have the massive advantage that I've had on other circuits here.
Mahavir Raghunathan starts from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
I'm going to start on the softs, and then we're going to pit for mediums. Fair enough. I'm going to try and push the mediums as softs as long as I can, and to take advantage of then better rubber medium tyres in the sprint race. Didn't get a great start there. Car already on my right. Oh, gotta brake hard for that corner. Oh, ran wide. Hubert and Delatraz have gone past me. That's not a great start. That is not a good start. Mick Schumacher is kind of buzzing around behind me. He's trying to overtake me. Ooh. He's going to come up the inside of me. Ooh. I'm on the gravel. I'm running wide. There goes Mick. Boccalacci almost managed to come through as well. Right, I managed to get Mick back. God damn it. I'm struggling on this opening lap. I really am struggling with the car. And here comes Mick again. You ain't going to get round me there, son. But you can switch back and go under me, of course.
That start was okay. Now stay alert for threats around you.
Oh, illegal overtake. Got to let him
Move was
pass.
illegal. Return the position.
And here comes Seti Kamara. I'm getting swamped by everybody. I'm getting mugged. Oh. I lot. Calderon have come past me as well. God, I've lost so many positions. Oh, this is probably the worst start I've ever had in a Grand Prix. I've gone backwards. I'm about to get mugged again. No, managed to keep Jordan King behind me this time. He didn't quite have the run he needed. Hey, well, these soft tyres don't feel great. And again, the car is so heavy on the steering right now. Completely different from practice and qualifying. I don't know why the steering wheel keeps doing this to me. Doesn't give me confidence when the steering's so heavy. Trying to have a run then.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Dude, stop being naughty. You're trying to squeeze me into the wall. Oh, took Calderon. 2 passes into the first corner. They're going to have a run back at me though. This is such... Right. I'm not getting away from these guys. Oh, missed the flipping chicane. See, that should be the first corner of the circuit. In my view, that used to be the first corner. The first real corner of the circuit. And I used to love that layout so much back in the early days of Formula 1 games. Once they changed the track, Monza's kind of lost a little bit of its charm for me. I don't like that first chicane. I think it's stupid. They should just have left the track layout as it was and let the cars just flipping go full throttle all the way around that turn 3 up to that turn 4. Looks like you're on full throttle here. 6th gear.
You're increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep this up.
Literally, there used to never be a braking zone here in the old days. This track just used to go straight ahead. You can still see the old part of the circuit where they've got the bollards there on the left. That used to be the track, and it just used to continue straight, and you just used to be fully flat all the way through here. Literally, you didn't use full flat, and this was the first braking zone. This was like literally your first corner, and that was how I loved the track back in the days. Obviously, the cars that had speed, straight line speed and power used to do very well at this track. Slipstream would be very important back in the early days. Being towed around by everybody. And the insane speeds you could hit. I'm gonna have a run at these guys now. Oh, whoa, you're being naughty. You're pushing me off the track.
Box. We're coming in this lap.
No, we're not, Jeff. Where's, Is that a Kamara? Boccalacci. I didn't know where Boccalacci was going. He was just kind of just floating in no man's land there. I wasn't able to have a dive into the first corner. One thing I do notice on this track, the AI is very, very dirty about moving around down the start and finish down the straights into the braking zones. They're doing a Grosjean. They're doing a Romain Grosjean for anyone who watched the Silverstone Grand Prix this last weekend. He got obviously black and white flagged for driving standards because of his unsportsmanlike behaviour, for moving around as cars were trying to overtake him, making late moves in the braking zones, and trying to block the guy behind him. And the AI do that very well here. They make me very nervous because they just kind of sit in the middle of the track and they're kind of just veering a bit left, veering back to the right, and it's like they won't pick and commit to one side of the track. Okay, those guys are all pitting. That's great for me. They're making their pit stop. Hubert is going for one more lap by the looks of it. Well, he's absolutely bugged out up front on his own. That's not going to help me catch him. See, that's why I don't like that first chicane. Can't get the speed off in time because my brakes overheat massively. Well, I'm looking at temperatures a lot in this race. And keep pulling up the MFD, checking temperatures. Because also I noticed whilst I was down in 8th place and working my way back up the field, the engine temp was getting very, very hot in all that dirty air from the cars in front. Hubert's going to probably come into the pits this lap. Probably going to box. Yeah, looks like he's boxing on the mini-map, so I should get a bit of a overtake here. Then I just need to push hard on these tyres for a couple of laps.
Everything's looking good.
One of the things I did notice in this race, though, the game kept stuttering quite a bit. I kept having, like, stutters.
Nikita is in the pits. Nikita in the pits.
And it was more noticeable in the sprint race as well. And it seemed to coincide every time Jeff was going to come on the radio and tell me that he had an alternate strategy for me. And I've noticed the game's been stuttering a little bit the last couple of days as I've been playing and recording. And I don't know whether it's because of something that the Codemasters have done in the last patch, whether they've messed something up a little bit. Certainly when I'm trying to record the game, I do notice I get a little bit of stuttering, a little bit of lag every so often, where it skips, the video skips a bit. And that can be quite unsettling. But we're pushing on, maximising our strategy here for the race. Keep pushing. The teammate probably pit this lap. Hubert's just crossing the start and finish line now. So I've got a bit of a gap to him. Just need to maintain that so then hopefully I can box and
Gap to teammate behind is 48.1 seconds.
I'm not worried about him. What we need to get ahead of is Hubert, and I'd like to be 30 plus seconds before I box. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that far ahead. Whoa! Nearly lost the back end there, managed to catch it. Right, we're going to go for one more lap. We're going to go do lap 10 on these. We're going to pit at the end of lap 10 for the mediums. We're going to go for one more final committed lap. Although I'm not setting massively fast times. I'm not setting any green or purple sectors apart from that last
That
one.
was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
Somehow managed to set a fast
We'll
lap.
receive you at the end of this lap.
Despite not setting fast first and second sectors. Still don't think we have quite enough time to Hubert, who I'm surprised to see back in this race actually. After his DNF at Spa, I thought that would have been his season over with. He might have called it a day. But it's nice to see he's come back from the dead and he's here in Monza. Obviously the championship's done and dusted. I sealed victory in the Formula 2 championship in the last race and at Spa, and we've just got the constructors title to try and sew up, which I imagine we will do probably in the next race or two. Well, there's only 2 more races to go after this. Effectively, we've got Russia and then we've got Abu Dhabi. I think we took the soft tyres to the wear limit. Left rear 75%. The left side of this car has took a battering. It's a bit like Silverstone. The left tyres get massive pain. But thankfully for me, no punctures. I'm not having to do any laps on 3 wheels. 6.1 second pit stop. Come on, lads. What are you doing to me?
Pit strategy complete. See
There
these
goes
tyres through to
Hubert.
the end now.
There's gone through. I don't like this pit lane exit because, man, when you get handed control back, you have to hit the brakes almost instantly or you're not making the first corner. Bit of a frame skip there. A little bit of lag. So noticeable. And the last place you want that to happen is in a braking zone or in a corner. Because that's going to be really off-putting and probably cause you to make a mistake. I hope we get another patch to fix it, because definitely the performance has gone down a little bit since the last patch. There's also some other weird things I've noticed, like the fact that we've never had a safety car or virtual safety car in this career mode in Formula 2. Even though safety car is on, it is enabled in the settings, we don't appear to get any safety cars in F2. Despite the fact we've had some pretty interesting crashes over the course of this season. And we've had some cars retiring.
We're catching the car ahead, but be aware that these tyres need to last till the end of the race.
Well, I've only got to do 3 more laps, Jeff, and they're flipping mediums. I managed to do 10 laps on the softs.
Our gap behind is
These should easily do
8.2
20
seconds.
laps, you would think. Let's try and get after him. We want to deny Antoine another victory. All season long we've foiled him. We've managed to foil him where we can. Be nice to rob another victory away from him. We're not a charity. We're not a charity here. We don't give victories to people. He's got to earn it, and unless he earns it, he's not having it. A little bit deep there. Managed to. Oh, he's just pulled out of the gap again. Just trying to brake late. Oh, again, that back end just got a little bit away from me. Maintaining the gap because I need DRS. Got DRS, so now I should be able to catch him down this straight. Close up to him, and then that'll give me a good run. Then down toward when we get down towards Parabolica, should be able to get a move done on him maybe. Again, he's got quite a good drive out of there. I'm still 3/4 of a second behind, so it's going to have to be a start and finish straight job. Right, let's try and gain on him through Parabolica. And we'll get DRS. It'd be nice to have got DRS a little bit earlier on the straight. stamp on the brakes, and in we go. Overtake completed. Now just got to keep him behind for the next 2 laps, and we'll be taking victory here in Monza. As I say, pretty much another good result, despite my initial first few laps at the start where I actually dropped to P8. We've managed to come back quite well in this race from that. Good thing is we're dropping Antoine as well, so he's not actually able to stay with me at this rate. With the fastest lap coming up here, 2 purple sectors. That could be why we've dropped Antoine.
This is your final lap.
Yeah,
Final lap of the race.
1:29. Lovely lap time there.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
And at lap are we, Jeff? We just need to complete this lap. No last lap heroics. Let's just get the car around, do what we need to do, bring it home, take the victory. We've got just enough fuel, I think, to get to the end. It's marginal though. Didn't have a lot spare. That's it, victory.
Yes, you've done it. Well done.
Jordan King, driver of the day? Not sure about that. I think I deserved a bit of an award.
Today. What a superb victory. Tell me, Davide, what was the key to this success?
I think this race was won thanks to the tire management. You have to remember, it's not just about going as fast as you can. It's about consistency. It's about maintaining your speed over an entire race distance. So being able to keep the lap time competitive while still respecting the tires, that's where they won today.
ART, the French team who have been racing since the 90s in various forms of motorsport, are once again back on the winner's podium today after a brilliant display of driving skill.
So it's going to be interesting to see the sprint race now. Because we'll be starting in 8th place. Does that mean I'm likely to drop to 16th if I have another bad start?
Who do you think you'd go for?
Very difficult, but I'll say Jordan King. He's cool under pressure and he made the most of a difficult race today.
And the title is in the bag for ART after a long and hard-fought season. They've done astonishingly well this year, and the glory they'll be taking back home is full.
Oh, so we've clinched the F2 Constructors title.
Allows them to continue
Very nice.
Goodbye for now then, but we really are just getting started. Make sure you join us again for live.
So ART are the Constructors champions. I am obviously Drivers champion, so that's been a successful F2 season so far with 2 races to spare.
Welcome back for the final event of the weekend, the
That
sprint
doesn't
race.
look nice.
Here, the top 8 from yesterday's feature race are reversed to make up the grid below us, and in just a few minutes, those drivers will be hurtling down
It's raining.
into turn 1.
It's very wet.
I'm joined by a man who's had many
Safety
a wet
car
race,
start should be
Davide
then.
Valsecchi. Just how challenging will these conditions be out there on track?
Delighted to be here, Alex. Even in this weather, nothing will be easy for them. We may have standing water, which means visibility will be a worry. They just need to stay clear of the white lines and curbs. That can cause you a real problem when it's so slippery.
Okay, we've already won the championship, so relax and enjoy this race.
Well, I'll try, Jeff. I would have preferred it if it wasn't raining. Because starting P8 on the grid, I'm not going to have a lot of visibility, am I? Got a fairly decent start. Can't see anything at all. Dude, give me some space. Give me some space. Oh, I've knocked a bit of my front wing off. P9.
Be careful with the front
P8.
wing. You've taken some minor damage.
Haven't lost any places, but I have suffered front wing damage. We have suffered front wing damage on the first corner of the opening lap. That is not great for the sprint race. Although I wasn't planning on
strategy is
pitting.
available on the MFD.
Yeah, well, we're not pitting, Jeff. I'm going to have to see if I can just live with this loss of front wing. If I pit, I'm going to lose like 40 odd seconds and we'll never get that back. Not in these conditions. I can't see anything. Where's the car in front of me? Whoa.
We've held position on lap
Bit
1.
of a lag
That's not
there.
great, but it's not terrible. Stay focused.
I don't know whether that's just in the recording software I'm seeing that, or whether that's actually in the video. It's so hard to tell. Running around the outside. Careful about track limits. They don't like you running round the outside of Parabolica that
Check your
wide.
MFD for a new strategy option.
Jeff's
A new
obsessed.
strategy is available on the MFD.
Jeff, stop. Oh, crap. There goes the rest of my wing. So now both left and right portions of my front wing are missing. That's going to have a huge effect on my race.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't want to change my strategy. We're not pitting, Jeff. Can't afford to in the sprint race because no one else will. And the front wing change is just a career ender, is a race ender, because you guys are so slow.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
I mean, you're bad enough changing me tyres. To change the front wing as well, you're going to cost me so much time.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Bloody hell, Jeff. He really wants me to box, doesn't he? He really wants me to check that MFD. I'm not going to do it. I'm not pressing the button.
Okay, box, box, box. We're adjusting the strategy. Come in this lap.
No, we're not, Jeff. Give it a flipping rest. I am not pitting. I'm going to try and be a superhero and finish this race in the wet, in very wet conditions with no front wing, without pitting, and still get points. And in fact, I would like to still get some places if I can. Oh, I'm on the grass. Oh, we're on the inside. Bit of a drag race. What an overtake that was. I was on the grass at one point. I was like, I'm coming by. I'm coming by, Delatraz. Get out of the way. And we didn't knock any bodywork off. We didn't take any wheels off the cars. That was, you know, hard but fair racing.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Jeff, pack it in with your strategy. There's only one strategy. Go as fast as I can in these conditions. With the car in the state that it's in. The guys ahead of me in third and fourth, they are pulling away from me. Not sure if I'm going to be able to catch them. Delatraz is coming back at me. Going to the left, he's going to the left, he's going to the left. He won't get me down here because I will just brake later than him. Through the parabolica I go.
Schumacher has just put up the fastest lap of the race so far.
No, I haven't.
Check
You must
your
be talking
MFD
about
for
the
a
old
new
boy.
strategy option.
Talking about the kid. He must be leading this race. My son is leading the Grand Prix. Whilst I'm down here in P5. Where I honestly don't expect to see much more
A new
improvement.
strategy is available on the MFD.
I don't think I can catch the guys ahead of me. They're too far. They're sitting about 2.5, 3 seconds ahead of me. Well, I've got to keep Correa behind me now. He's got past Delatraz. Guys in front of me are nearly 4 seconds ahead now. They've pulled out nearly 2 seconds in this lap alone. They're through the first corner. Braking for the corner. Again, without the front wing, very hard to get the car to turn. Which means I can't get on the power as early in that corner as they can. Again, without a front wing, I've got to be a little bit careful through that corner as well, chicane as well. Very easy to run wide onto the gravel. Also, they're easy to run wide here and on the next turn as well. trying to bring the lap time
Check your
down.
MFD
The guys
for a
are just
new
over 3
strategy option.
seconds ahead of me. Just over 3 seconds ahead. On a purple sector 2, which is good for us. Struggling to pull these guys in. They're still sitting around 3.5, 4 seconds in front of me. Not gaining on the cars ahead of me at all. Gap comes down to 3 seconds and then it kind of extends up to about 4 again over the course of the lap. At 3 now, just dipped under 3, but now I'm in the gravel and Correa's come past me. Now I've got to chase and catch him.
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
Of course, it's given Boccolacci and that ahead of me another 1.5 seconds, so then he's now 4.5 seconds up the road, which means then the guy ahead of him's going to be 5. Correa's nearly 1 second ahead of me. I'm struggling. Without a front wing, I am struggling. I can't match these guys for speed. Oh, bit of a late send. He's got the switch back on me though. I'm struggling to slow that down. It's a bit of a Danny Rick send. Let's get close and have another go. That one worked. He broke very early for that corner. He slowed down quite a lot earlier than I did. But I've gone on the gravel again.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Don't need a new strategy, Jeff. I just need to get past Correa. There we go. Sent it. Now, can I just keep him behind, please? Please. Can he not overtake me at the next corner? Starting to try and break at the 50-metre line there for Parabolica, which is about as late as I dare, just to see if I can pull a little bit of time to the guy behind me. Boccolacci and Co are 5 seconds ahead. They're 5 seconds ahead of me, so I'm not catching them this race. So P5 is probably as good as I'm going to get. So now we need to shift focus and make sure we just maintain this position. So keep Correa behind us.
heavy rain will be staying with us for a while now, at least a 20-minute window of heavy rain.
Well, the race is going to be over then, before it stops raining. We're not going to have any drying conditions to worry about. We've only got 2 laps to go. Yeah, didn't see, didn't predict a wet race. I didn't. I almost forgot rain was the thing. We've had so many nice races. Although it did rain in practice, didn't it, at Spa for me. In Russia, it's likely to be snow. Correa's going to have a go, but again, I think I've got the braking into there sorted out. He's going to have a run at me down here into Parabolica. He's going to have to pick his line early. I'm going to try and brake, and then I'm just going to try and drive away from him.
Just put up the fastest lap of the race so far.
No, I haven't. Not me. Must be the kid. Must be Junior. I think we've done it. I think we've held on to P5. Despite, you know, the damage we suffered in the beginning of the race to the front wing and these very awful conditions, and despite Jeff's insistence that we box, we've managed to get to the end of the race. Taking the checkered flag, P5.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
You mean take care of it more than I did in the race? Driver of the day, Juan Manuel Correa. Maybe.
Great effort there from Prema to take the victory today.
What about me? I gained 3 places and I was driving the whole race without a front wing.
Just what set them apart from the competition here?
Their biggest advantage was how well they seemed to manage their tire temperature. There wasn't a lot of grip.
Why is Lance Stroll one of the mechanics?
For the drivers, if they couldn't keep the tires in the proper
Antoine Hubert finished 20th. Wow, what a bad result for him.
The advantage today, and ultimately was a big factor in their win.
That's last,
As we look
that
back
is.
on a thrilling race here today, we can now see
And
the
here's
drivers
Mick,
take
the
their
son, my
places on
son,
the
pole
podium.
position.
It's a familiar sight by
Race
now,
winner.
as it's another successful F2
I'm
win
pleased for
Prema.
Junior. I'm pleased Junior won. If I couldn't win the race, I kind of hope Junior would. That's nice. Well, there we go, folks. That's round 10 of the championship done.
And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day? And the title is in the bag for ART after a long and hard-fought season. They've done astonishingly well this year, and the glory they'll be taking back home is fully deserved. Meanwhile,
2 more
Carlin
races
moved
to
up
go,
the table with
and then
another
hopefully
strong
we'll be getting our
performance this
Formula 1
weekend.
contract,
After all this
and then we'll
drama,
be
you'll
looking forward to the
mad
new
not to
season
join
in
us
the
for the
big
next
league.
race. We hope to see you then. Take care.